Hi everyone, welcome back to S.EBRAHIM's Easy Maths channel. Okay, today we're going to be doing group data, and we're going to use this calculator to help us find the mean, the variance, and standard deviations with the calculator. Okay, so with the group data, we do not know the individual marks of students, but what we have done is we've grouped the marks, and we're going to find the frequency. Okay, so how many pupils they are in who's obtained marks in that interval. So if you look from 0 to 10, okay, marks in 0 to 10, that means there's one pupil. Then if you look at 10 to 20, the marks here are 2 students. 20 to 30 interval, 1 student. 30 to 46 students, and it continues like that. Okay, another thing about frequency is if you find the sum of your frequencies, this will tell you how many students there was in the class altogether. Okay, so 24 students, and these are their marks in grouped in interval forms. Right, now when we are doing with groups and intervals, remember we don't know the actual marks. So what we do is we take the intervals, right? We take the midpoint of the intervals, and we are going to use that as our x values. Okay, so we will have the midpoint, which is the midpoint of our intervals, which is the x values, and then we have the frequency, which will be the y values. Okay, so for group data, you are going to have two tables. You will have the midpoint and you will have frequency. Okay, so you need to create a table like this in order to go and use your calculator to find your mean, variance, and standard deviation. So what I've done here is I've just created already a midpoint a table, and which you can do manually in your maths books. Okay, so how you calculate the midpoint? It's from the word mid, means center, the point. So we're looking at the interval. So it's 10 plus 0 equals to 10. Divide by 2, the midpoint, which gives you 5. Then we have 20 plus 10, which equals to 30, and then divide that by 2, which is 15. Then I went on and I just filled it in. It's the same procedure you're going to do, which is 30 plus 20 divided by 2 is 25, and 40 plus 30 divided by 2, which gives you 35. And then I went and filled in all in here, which is 45 the next, and 55, and then 95. Now that you have your table, okay, for your x values and y values, now we can go and use the calculator. So step 1 on my calculator, I need to program it to stats. Okay, so I'm going to go to mode. Mode helps me to get to the stat program, and I'm looking for stats. I look at number 3. Okay, so I'm going to go and click number 3. Okay, and then I'm going to click number 1, variance, because that's what I'm trying to find. But there's a problem here because I'm only got the x values, and the x values is where I can only enter the midpoint. I don't have a frequency table. Okay, but your calculator can help you find the frequency table. Okay, so there is a button to find the frequency table. So I'm just going to press AC. Okay, I'm going to clear this up, right? I'm going to go to Shift and press Mode Setup, okay? And I'm going to go down, arrow press, and I'm going to press number 4 here for Stat. Okay, so this is going to help me to find the frequency. There we are. So they're asking you now, do you want the frequency button on or off? So we want the frequency button on because that's going to give us the y value from the table. So I'm going to press number 1. Okay, so now that I have my my frequency table already sorted out, I'm going to go to the mode again, and I'm going to press stat, okay, and number 1, variance. Okay, there we are. Right, so we've got now our calculator is well programmed under stats, and we've got our 2 columns. We've got the x column, which is the midpoint, and then we've got the y column, which is the frequency. So I'm just going to go and fill in my data now. Right, so number 1 is the X, so I'm going to fill in 5. Okay, so I press 5, right, and then I press the equal to button, right. Then the next one is 15, so I press 15 and then equal to. Then the next one is 25, and then I press equal to. Then I have 35, okay, equals 2. Then 45 equals 2, and then 55, and then again equal to, and then I have 95 equals 2. Right, so now after I've done with that, I need to go and fill in my frequency table. So I'm going to press the arrow to the right, okay, and okay, let's do that. Oopsie, sorry, I'm just trying, because remember I'm trying to get this here in, okay, to the next part. Oh, there we are, lovely. Okay, so I'm going to go up now, okay. Let me just go up. I'm pressing the arrow and I'm going to fill in my frequency value. Okay, so the first one for 5, the first one is 1, okay, then that equals 2, then 2 equals 2, and then again a 1 equals 2, and then 6 equals 2, 4 equals 2, and then 5 equals 2, and then 5 again equals 2. Right, so now I have entered all my data onto the calculator in a stat mode. Now I need to go and find the variance, your mean first, and then our standard deviation. So I'm going to press AC, okay, again, no stress. Just remember it's in the memory, so I'm going to press shift, okay, and press 1, okay, and I am going to go to number 4, right, to find the mean. Now you can again look at this table. The number 2, the X bar is your mean, and number 3, your sigma X, which is your standard deviation. So I want to find the mean. I'm going to press number 2 and then press equals to, and there we are. So the mean for this data is 50. Okay, so that was done nice and easy. Okay, now I'm going to just press AC clear. I'm going to find standard deviation. Same procedure, press the shift button, right? It must reflect shift there on your screen. And I'm going to press 1, which is the stat. We're going back to number 4, which is the variance. And then I'm going to find standard deviation, which is number 3. Okay, press 3 equals 2, and my standard deviation here is 26,4575. Okay, and remember, to find the variance, I'm going to square my standard deviation, and that should give me my variance. So my variance here is 700. Right, so there we are. Calculator helped us to find our mean, standard deviation, and variance. Thank you.